What's up, everybody? This is officially my first live video, so I hope it's coming through clearly. And I don't know if anybody will jump on here, but I figure before I go live for Hard to Handle, the potential finals of Hard to Handle, I better at least do one live video before that one. So here's the plan. Without further ado, the plan is to broadcast live the showdown between the 2.5 inch Raptor and the Grip Genie RGT tomorrow, and that's Thursday, January 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern. This will be roughly an hour before my official workout. I will be warmed up, ready to go by 1 o'clock. The plan is to turn the camera on, get going right at 1 o'clock. So hopefully that works where some of you can join in and watch. Now, I can't promise I'm going to be able to interact with you. I don't even know how that works. Like, seriously, this is my first YouTube live video right here, and then tomorrow will be my second. So I'm not sure if how well I'll be able to monitor questions or feedback or any statements that are put up in the comments while I go. I'm just going to worry about doing the finals and just do commentary live as far as the weights that are being used and things like that. Maybe let you know how I'm feeling and all that stuff. The idea is to hopefully the live feed works the whole time and there's no need to redo anything or start it back up, whatever. But in case the video goes down and there's some kind of an issue, I will have a secondary camera going, which I'm not sure where it is right now, but it's around, and I'll have that going, recording, and then I'll be able to edit that, upload it so that the official video, there is an official video out there that everybody can see, just in case the live stream goes down, because I understand that has happened with other people. So some of you who commented suggested that I select the time, stick firm with the time, roll with it, and have a secondary camera. Those were some of the tips that were suggested to me. So I'm gonna listen to you and roll with all that stuff. I don't have the numbers right here in front of me. Excuse me. I don't have the numbers right here in front of me, but I can probably go grab them. Give you an idea of what we're dealing with here with the two different handles. Two very prestigious handles in the tournament. I can tell you a little bit about each one of them. And it's going to be pretty exciting. Both of these handles are very challenging. They're obviously very hard to handle. They've made it all the way to the finals, potentially. I keep saying potential finals because if the RGT comes out on top, the Raptor still hasn't lost yet. Not a single time in this competition, in the whole entire tournament. So if the RGT does hand the Raptor a loss, then there's going to be another matchup. So this potentially could be the finals, but if the Raptor loses, there's going to be a rematch again. And if I recall, this is actually kind of a rematch as it is, because I think like a week or two ago, there was a match between the RGT and... No, I could be wrong on that. They might not have faced one another. I was thinking it was a rematch. But here's the Here's the specifics on these handles. The Raptor comes from the Country Crush company. It weighs 3.4 pounds. It's 2.54 inches thick. The handle's 5 3/8 inches long. It's got really good rolling action on it. It's made out of plastic, so it's very slick, and it's got an axle style um, center to it. I'm not sure how else to say that. It's got an axle. In other words, there's a bar that runs straight through it, and then the handle travels around on that bar. The difference is the RGT has a bearing system. It's also made out of plastic, but the handle also has some texture to it, so there's a little bit more grip to it. Very, very close handles in weight. 3.6 pounds for the RGT, 3.4 for the Raptor, 2.57 inches thick for the RGT, 2.54 for the Raptor, and 5 1/16 inches long versus 5 3/8 for the Raptor. Here's the weights that the Raptor has gotten up to this point. It was 161, 170, 178, and 178, and I believe the average comes out to 171.75. And then the RGT has produced 180, 190, and 188 for an average of 186. And I think this is, I'm looking at this bracket here, and I think this is from a time where these two handles faced off. So I'm pretty sure this is a rematch. So yeah, because there was one more match I'm seeing here. The RGT had to face the Jokabug in the losers bracket, and it got 183 pounds against the Raptor the last time. So the average going into the last time these two handles met, the average for the Raptor was 171.75. But there was also that first match where I only got 161, and that's really an outlier. So if we throw that out, the average for the Raptor is more like 175, 176 pounds. And then the RGT getting 180, 190, and 188, the average 186. And then it drops down a little bit after that 183, so about a 184 and a half average. These handles are closer than you realize. I have been doing the last couple weeks. I've been doing quite a bit of training with the Raptor, not the Raptor itself, but the 3-inch Raptor, and also the Country Crush handles, and that's been some really good experience. I've been learning a lot from that training. And Fear Old Blood just asked, what is hard to handle? So Fear Old Blood, where you been, brother? Since shortly after King Kong, which took place, King Kong of Grip took place on October 24th. So very shortly after that, I want to say the Monday or Tuesday after that, I started the Hard to Handle tournament to crown the hardest thick bar rolling handle in the world today. And in the tournament, I had 20 handles. And maybe that's what that person was saying. I probably should have given this rundown before I started. So the bracket started out with the previous Rolling Thunder versus the One Hand Nightmare. Next match was Merit Handle versus original Rolling Thunder. Then it was the Crusher without a bushing against the Jokabug. It was the Fat Grips handle on a D ring, on a D handle versus the Laughlin handle. The Raptor went up against the 2.5-inch Trilobite. The Luke Crusher went against the Crusher with a bushing. The LGC went against the Menino handle. The Tyler Grips went up against the Titan Fitness handle and had the paint taken off. And Rolling Grip Thingy went up against the Bear Grip handle. And then in the last matchup of the first round, the current Rolling Thunder went against the Silarukov. So I set this up in a tournament bracket. My daughter and I pulled all the names out of a hat to randomly select the bracket. This, like I said, it started shortly after King Kong and went all the way until about the week of Christmas. and I've been doing on average 5 matches a week, sometimes more, sometimes multiple matches a day. Uh, During the first 3 weeks, I saw lots of PRs in the competition. So I would hit a number and then I would go up and I'd go up a couple times. Then, about a month into it, maybe 5 weeks into the tournament, I started seeing my numbers stagnate and sometimes even go backwards, because when you train singles, max effort singles for this long, it's really hard on you. It's really hard to uh, make any gains when you're training that way. It's definitely not the optimal form of training for grip. At least not for me. Especially with that kind of a frequency going often 5 days a week. There were days when I was like, well, I've got a free hour. I'll go ahead and um, I'm going to go ahead and run a tournament. So, or I'm going to go ahead and run a matchup, and I would. So I would load it all up. Sometimes the warm up wasn't optimal at all, and sometimes the lifts were quite disappointing. Like that first match with the Raptor, only getting 161. I don't know the specifics of that day, but it's such an outlier. I went from 161 to 170 in the next match. So that tells me that things were not optimal. A couple things changed throughout the tournament. I set up very, what I considered to be very complete rules. And initially, I was just adding weight to the loading pin, getting the lift with each hand, hopefully, and then once I was done, I would weigh the plates along with the handle on a scale. Well, the scale the scale got damaged, so I couldn't do that anymore. So because of that, I had to start using calibrated or weighed plates, and I had the weights. I had the actual weight of each plate in a spreadsheet, just like I do in a grip contest. And I started using that, so I knew exactly what the weights were as I was putting them on. So that was actually quite a bit easier. That's one of the major things that changed during the tournament. Also, one of the things that changed was I did start taking like a minute and a half rest breaks in between handles after like the first 3 or 4 lifts, because I kind of looked at it as like I'm not getting any thick bar training, so I at least want to get as good of a lift as I can on these attempts. So I started giving myself a little bit more rest when I knew I needed it. So it was usually after like the first 3 weights. I started all of the matchups at 150 pounds added. So on top of the 150 pounds, then you also have the loading pin weight, you have the knock bar weight, you have the carabiner weight, and the handle weight. So all that gets factored in. So even though I'm lifting 150 pounds added, it's generally between like 158 and sometimes 165 or so for the opening weights. One thing I have not changed at all during the tournament is I always add 10 pounds every single attempt until I miss on one of the handles. From there, I take the 10 pound off, I put 2.5 pound on, and finish out that handle that missed first. Then I go back and finish the other handle. So the luck of the draw has sometimes been very important with this, because that first handle gets to lift when my hand is fresh, and then the second handle has to deal with a little fatigue, and that really comes in. That the importance of that comes into effect after that third attempt, because then you're getting into like 180 pounds, and if you look at all the numbers that have come up on these handles, they're probably, the average is right around 200 pounds. So at 180 added, you're looking at 190 to 195. So yes, Fear Old Blood grip strength is definitely underrated. So um, share this channel with people. The hard to handle tournament might not interest them, but it should, because it's the most complete, complex, detailed review of thick bar rolling handles that's ever been done. Like I said, there's 20 handles. Most of these are handles that are out on the market for sale. Some of them are like handles that only one exists of, but most of them are out there, and um, you can buy them. So it's really really good information. um, and that's about it, guys. I should probably get going because I have some coaching calls coming up. I just put up a video yesterday. I opened up 10 slots for special pricing on 30-minute coaching calls. So if you go to the video that I uploaded yesterday, you'll be able to check that out and get more information. And the link will be in the description box of that video. But other than that, check out the description box of this video. Once I'm done with today's work at the gym, I will go back and I will, as soon as possible, put the link in the description box of this video right here, where you can follow the developments from concept through getting all the handles and then all of the matchups in the tournament. I've got a playlist that covers it all, and you'll be able to see how all this started, how it progressed, and how we got to this point right now. So it's the Hard to Handle Tournament Finals. It is 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So tomorrow is Thursday, January 7th, 1 p.m. I'll be coming live at 1 p.m. and jump on here, tune in, and check out what happens. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be taking questions when I can, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed the tournament so far. I know a lot of people have commented and said that they were enjoying it, and we're almost done. I can't believe it. I'll actually be able to train thick bar again. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, January 7th. It's a Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm in Pennsylvania, so it's Eastern time, and we'll be going live at 1 p.m. and hoping to set some PRs on the Raptor and the RGT, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I wish you all the best in your training. Thank you. Give it one of these, and be sure to subscribe. Take care.